Once Lesego gave up her job in the film industry to pursue textile design, she self-funded her business, Home Creatives.
Lesego, your designs have been featured at many events across the country. How did your journey as a textile designer begin?
I started with experimenting with a notebook, which I covered in fabric. And after that, everybody well received it, and everybody started asking me, what can you do with your fabric? And that's when they went to cushions, it went to the interior spaces. That's how it all started.
Who introduced you to the world of textile, and where did you learn your technique?
Firstly, it was my grandmother, who's my drive and my muse. My grandmother was a seamstress, so she's my core inspiration for everything. But I also studied graphic design, where I learned how to draw and illustrate and understand the technique of designing.
What is your main source of inspiration?
I'm inspired by anything that is African. The heritage, the patterns, the shapes, the color, and also what really intrigued me is when I found out about my self-identity. I am Montwane, a granddaughter of the Ndebeles, raised in the Batswana clan.
To complement her background in graphic design, she taught herself textile techniques and opened up a world of practical applications for her work.
You describe your work as African pop art. How do you merge culture and heritage while still giving it that contemporary touch?
It starts with an idea. I sit, I draw a pattern, and I go through the stages until the pattern actually makes up a story. This one, it's the one that I'm inspired by the Botswana. If you look at this, it has a contemporary feel, and this is focused on the birds and the rains and the landscapes that you find in the northwest. So it's all collection of different elements and building a story, and it gives it a contemporary feel at the end.
This really is so beautiful. I would love to see how you incorporate it into a living space.
When she featured in 100% South African design at Decorex, it was clear that the interiors industry saw the potential of her work in homeware.
Lesego, your work really brings a new element and energy to a living space.
Thank you. This is a woven one, which is very ideal for the interiors because of its durability. The colors also, we blend them nicely with the natural, just to keep that African element, but then it has to be contemporary without overwhelming the space.
Each and every pattern has so much character, but yet it looks like you can just mix and match all of it together.
This is what we call a lobola, a marriage. Hence everything is unified and speaks to each other. Everything is one.
While respecting the centuries-long heritage they draw from, Lesego's patterns and tones also manage to be hip, modern and chic.
So this here is the print?
Yes, this specific one, it is digital printed. The reason we digital printed this one, because digital printing is very colorful, and we wanted to bring the vibrancy and have more colorful effects, so it's more inviting.
What do people need to consider when choosing different fabrics, textures and colors for their home?
You need to consider the functionality. Is it for indoor purpose or is it an outdoor purpose? Outdoor, you have to be very cautious in terms of the environment, the sun, because the sun can also eat the color. Indoor, is it a daily use? Because color also can be very overpowering. So when you choose, you've got to consider those things in mind.
But I see you don't just do cushions.
We also do tablecloth, napkins, anything, curtains, whatever you require.
Lesego, you're clearly making a name for yourself in the textile industry. What can we look forward to from you?
Not sure yet, because I experiment as I go, but definitely bed linen dedicated to my mom.
Handmade or digitally printed, Miss Maloka's designs offer the best excuse to display our heritage with pride.